Everybody, Brian Horvath here, excited to share with you today. Today's LinkedIn Live. It's Wednesday, it's noon Eastern Standard Time, and excited to be able to help you know, live, and love the purpose for your career and finances, and using LinkedIn as a tool that it is. Every single week we go here live on Wednesday at noon to be able to answer your questions, as well as give you some tips and training and tools to help you make the right connections on LinkedIn to know, live, and love your purpose for your career and finances, and using LinkedIn as a tool that it is to help you do it, to help you execute it. And so today I'm really excited about our topic, and we've been building on topics week over week. All these videos can be found on my YouTube channel, and you can link out to that by just going to youtube.com and searching for Brian Horvath LinkedIn. You'll find it, and we'd love to have you subscribe, like, and subscribe to not only this, but also to the YouTube channel to help you get the training, like I said, and the tools you need, up-to-date resources, and all kinds of tricks of the trade to help you better make the right connections on LinkedIn. And no matter if you're currently employed and love what you do, or if you're unfulfilled in your work and looking for new employment, or maybe you just find yourself in career transition in general, any way, shape, or form you go, LinkedIn is a great tool to help you no matter what place you find yourself in. And that's why I get the joy and the privilege to be able to do these with you and for you. So as always, you guys can jump over to email and email me any questions throughout the week at brian@brianhorvath.com, and love to be able to get you answers to those, whether via personal email from me or feature them here on the show, or both. And guaranteed, you have a question, someone else has that same question too. Let's get it answered. That's my heart, to be able to serve you and help you use LinkedIn to its fullest. So as we get going here today, let's just, again, reminder, put it in your calendar, or you can see it in your Facebook feed or wherever you're watching this. Every Wednesday noon, that's the goal, to be able to bring trainings, tools, and resources to you to help you know, live, and love the purpose for your career and finances, and use LinkedIn to not only connect with jobs and job opportunities, but also with people that you love to connect with in your industry, or even outside of your industry, or industries you're targeting to go to next, all those kinds of things. Or if you're in sales, or if you're just a business owner in general and need leads, LinkedIn's a great way to create opportunities to have leads. And I encourage you to build relationships, not cold turkey, just invite people to buy stuff you have or connect with you just because. Build relationships. Use LinkedIn as a great platform to do that, and a platform with a lot of integrity and a lot of professionalism. And again, sometimes there's rule breakers there, but I would encourage you to really expand or explore and expand your use of the platform every day, and be able to connect with the 700 plus million people that are on there internationally. So again, reminder, every Wednesday here at noon, we'll have this live Q&A. Today's topic is going to be how to source keywords from job descriptions that you can use to insert into your LinkedIn profile. A lot of times when I'm coaching people, they have challenges with either writing copy or content, or crafting the right message using LinkedIn. They would agree with me that LinkedIn's a great tool, but they're confused or just kind of landlocked, if you will, on what they should put on their profile, or gaps in their profile. How do they come up with the best keywords or the best words to fill into certain things, like their headline, or their summary, or their job description, or their skills and abilities within LinkedIn? All that stuff you can do with what I'm going to show you today. All these opportunities where you don't have content in there currently, you can do that with what I'm going to share with you today. So how to source keywords from job descriptions to insert into your LinkedIn profile, that is today's topic. So let's get going. Before we get there, and like I said, these have been built up every week. I'd like to get you inside stuff here. I don't want to leave you hanging here. I want to be able to provide for you what we've been working on the past couple weeks, in case you're jumping right in. Quick review from last week. Last week we talked about keyword placement. The week before we talked about how to create keywords, answering the question of what do you do best. And so today, or last week, we talked about keyword placements. How do you take that answer to that question, what do you do best, and where do you put those within LinkedIn? Well, we have headline, we have about, we have experience, skills, endorsements, recommendations, and others, a bunch of others section, if you will. And so there's a whole bunch of opportunities for you to be able to use keywords that will help describe you, help you answer the question, help people help you help people see the answer to the question, what do you do best? So if there's an opportunity to connect with you or to hire you, that is what one of the big things LinkedIn is all about. So we need to put keywords that we come up with in special places to be able to better rank within LinkedIn search engines, to better be found by the right people that are looking to hire you or connect with you in your industry or in a new industry you're targeting. That's what we talked about last week. And we talked about, yes, there's LinkedIn algorithms, which are those computations, right? Those tasks that are performed in the background in the database that LinkedIn is. But we also want to have a rhythm. So we want to complement our algorithm with our rhythm and flow of how our profile looks and feels to those that are actually real people looking at it, right? So you got computers that are looking at LinkedIn behind the scenes when there's search in the search engines, if you will, within LinkedIn as a platform. And then you have people like you and me, real life people looking for people and opportunities to connect with. And we want to have the algorithms be satisfied, but we also want to have people that are looking at our profile be satisfied and be easily understood what you're trying to accomplish, what you do best, and how you're seeking to serve those who need most what you do best. Got it? Good. So let's get on to what we're going to talk about today. Today's topic, again, how to source keywords from job descriptions that exist out there today in the marketplace that you can leverage for keywords, insert into your LinkedIn profile. How to source keywords from job descriptions to insert into your LinkedIn profile. So we're going to do this a couple ways. I'm going to give you a little bit of a training, and then we'll jump into a little demo, if you will, and be able to answer any questions that you guys may have. And again, if you're listening to this in a recording format, email me at brian@brianhorvath.com, and I'll gladly get to, it'd be a privilege to get to your questions and help you. And anytime I get to help people like you or people like me know, live, and love the purpose for their career and finances, I get the blessing of learning too. So thanks for that opportunity with your question. Sourcing keywords. So let's jump back into today. So we want to be able to source keywords, right? Let's say you came to me and you need help with your LinkedIn profile. The first thing I'm going to do is ask you questions. What do you do best? Who needs most what you do best? Are you seeking to serve those kinds of people? And that's kind of what you see right here in front of you, right? And so knowing what you do best is something that applies to the sourcing keywords equation we're going to go over today. You got to first know what you do best, at least a place to start. And from that, if you have that attitude that's seeking to serve, and then you know the target of where you need to serve, who needs most, what you do best, that's the equation. So knowing what you do best, seeking to serve those who need it the most. That's what we're talking about here. That will be a game changer, will separate you from competition within LinkedIn. Knowing what you do best, so know yourself, right? Seeking to serve, having that heart, having the attitude, having the right mindset and perspective. Those who need most what you do best. Those are target companies, target opportunities, whether it's a large company, small company, mid-sized company, entrepreneur, solopreneur, client, whatever the case may be, nonprofit, education system, doesn't matter. This works for everyone. Knowing what you do best, seeking to serve those who need most what you do best. That's what we want to keep in front of our mind every single time. That's the lens we want to have on, the perspective we want to share or carry with us as we go through our interactions with people and opportunities on LinkedIn. So let's talk about first our target. Who and what is your target, right? So knowing what you do best. We went over that a couple weeks ago in one of the past trainings. Knowing what you do best, and then seeking to serve those who need it the most. Where can you use your skills and services? If you're an accountant, how can you be a better accountant? Who can you serve with your accounting services? If you're a trainer or a coach, what corporation or what business could use your skills in coaching with the content that you are an expert in? If you're a salesperson, what kind of products and services are you great at selling, or do you like to sell? And who could use your relationship building skills to convert leads into prospects into customers into revenue, and so on and so forth. You get my drift, right? If you're a teacher, what kind of establishment would benefit most from your heart for teaching? If you're an insurance agent or investment professional or a real estate mortgage broker, those kinds of things, what kind of clients you'd like to serve? Who needs most what you do best? That's what we're looking at. So when it comes to sourcing keywords, what we're going to do with job descriptions today, think about those targets that you want to serve within your industry or your target industry. What companies, what people, and how can you use LinkedIn to not only find those people and connect with those people, but find out what they're looking for, what problems they have that you can solve. And that's how we want to harvest keywords. That's how we want to use keywords to tie in right to what those people need. And they better be able to see it in our profile. They better be able to see it in our resume. We better be able to communicate that in an elevator pitch, all those kinds of things. That's what these trainings and this LinkedIn Live stuff is all about. So who and what is your target? Who needs most what you do best? And I say that ad nauseum because we got to get it into our head. It helps us overcome obstacles. It helps us remember why we're doing what we're doing. That's why we're using LinkedIn. That's why we're communicating the way we do. That's why we're following these steps that I share with you. Is that what you do best, who needs it the most, what the heart is seeking to serve will help you get the most bang for your buck, the most effect for your effort, the most looks and views and interactions with your profile. All right, so let's do that. So once you figure out where you want to target, and we're going to get into a little example here in a second, then you can start thinking about these kinds of ideas. If you don't have a target, how can you brainstorm a list? Well, back when I served as executive director at Crossroads Career, which is as though a workbook that we came up with, that you are created for good works. And one of our steps in there, we had brainstorming a list. And this is from Brian Ray. Shout out to Brian Ray, my buddy and mentor, a great friend, and just a great servant leader. But Brian came up with and shared with me, and we put together brainstorming a list of target companies, people you would seek to serve using 6 factors. And those 6 factors are right there in front of you. First, you want to think about what kind of occupations do you want to do. Maybe it's not something you're doing currently. Maybe it's something new you want to do. Maybe it's something you're going to get trained for right now. Maybe it's a college or even a technical education. What kind of occupations are your target? What would you like to do? Okay, that's one factor you need to consider when you're looking for target opportunities. The other one is employers. Are there certain employers you like to go work for? Maybe it's a Fortune 500 or Fortune 100 company. Maybe it's a certain vertical market or industry. What employers do you like to go shop at? What employers do you like to go engage with in your personal life? Maybe you like to go serve with those kinds of companies because you value what they do, how they do, and you like the product or service they offer. Those are some questions you can ask yourself internally. What about your education, right? What about your education? How does that play into it? How would you seek employers or occupations with what you've been trained to do? Then we also have locations. Is there a certain location you like to go work at? Would you like to work remotely? Would you like to work in person? Would you like to work at a hybrid? Do you want to travel or not? Those kinds of things you need to ask yourself. Some of the other things you need to ask yourself is, and this is really small for me even, just this reminder for me too, is your income. What's your income range? What do you need to make? What would you like to make? Does that need to be composed of salary and benefits? Or are you looking for a straight salary and then you'll go out and get your benefits on your own? Those kinds of things you need to ask yourself, and those factor into what your target opportunities are. Then we also have, platform. Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to be a 1099? Do you want to be a hybrid? Do you want to be work on retainer? Do you want to be a W-2 employee? Okay. Do you want to own your own company? Do you want to buy a franchise? Those are all kinds of platforms. It's how you actually operate in your gifting. It's how you actually get your work done. What kind of platform are you doing it from? And then we also have the last one is culture. Culture is super important. It's always been really important, but to really call it out today is important. Are you going to enjoy where you work? You enjoy the people you work with. You enjoy the people you work for. Are they going to enjoy you? Is there chemistry there? Is there culture? Is there camaraderie? Is there connectedness? Do they value what you value? Do you value what they value? And how do we, not that it's perfect, but how do we kind of reconcile all that together? So there's some 6 factors for you to consider when you're evaluating employers, target companies or target employers you'd like to go work for, or maybe even target clients, right? How do they fit in with all that where it makes sense? So again, just to review, you have your occupation, you have your employers, you have your locations, you have your income, you have your platform, and you have your culture. Those 6 factors can help you really brainstorm, and we'll get more into that into the future, how you can go really deep and wide into that topic. That will help you brainstorm target companies, target opportunities for you to then go source those keywords that will help you fill out your profile. Okay, so let's jump into word clouds. Before we go back into the presentation here a little bit, these slides, let's jump over to word clouds themselves, or let's jump over to my web browser. And you guys should all be able to see that there. Okay. And in my browser here, we're going to look at a couple things. One, we're going to look at where can we get opportunities, or where can we find job opportunities, okay? So what you want to do is go out to your search. Right now I'm in LinkedIn, and I'm in my profile. And let's see here. Let's jump over to search. And let's say we want to search for a sales manager role. You can just type in sales manager, and it will ask you to look for, are you looking for sales manager jobs? Or are you looking for sales manager with people? Maybe the title is in their profile, those keywords are in their profile. Or are you looking for sales manager in groups? All those kinds of things. In this case, we're specifically targeting sales manager jobs. So I'm going to click jobs. And you can see here, it's going to pull up for me a series of jobs. And I'm not quite sure, honestly, why these are arranged in such a way that they are. Mostly because it's just a general listing. It looks like some of these are highlighted because LinkedIn, people on LinkedIn, or these jobs were posted within LinkedIn and making it easy to be applied for. So that's probably a reason why LinkedIn would bump up them in order here for you. But if we want to look specifically at jobs in certain locations, that's where we have to go to filters, or we can come up here to sales manager jobs. Let's say Houston, Texas. Just pick a city. And now we have sales manager jobs in or near Houston. You can get even more specific and go into jobs. See right there. And then dates were posted, experience level required, company, specific companies. Was it remote? Is it, what kind of job type? Is it part-time, full-time? That's kind of like the platform a little bit, if you will. And then here we have United States. So we can type in, let's see, even more specific and type in Houston. Let's do greater Houston, kind of expand it out some mileage radius. And you can see here there's a bunch here. And I graduated from Ohio State. You can see there's 69 alumni from Ohio State that work at Kimball Midwest in South Houston. It's not important to me at this point, but it may be for you when you go and apply. Okay, or look. But remember, the reason why we're here is not to necessarily learn how to apply or whatnot, but it's specifically to be able to source the job description words that they're using in this potential role. So let's just go ahead and use this role here, sales manager at Kimball Midwest. There's a couple ways we can do this, but I'm going to show you just an easy way to be able to copy the job description words. Okay. So all I did was took my mouse, started at position, and instead of drawing a highlight down, which you can do, sometimes can get a little crazy, you can also do a shortcut here and type and put your cursor right by the first word, and then hold in shift and click your mouse at the bottom. And you can copy a range. Okay, it might be shift and click for Windows. And it's shift and click for Mac. Then I'm going to Command C or Control C depending on what you're using for your computer. Okay, and then what I'd usually like to do is take this over to wordclouds.com. And I'm going to create a word cloud. And a word cloud is basically an assemblance of words in an image or in a visual for the volume of words that are most in the job description. You're going to see those words bigger in the word cloud. Let me show you what I'm saying. Basically what it's doing is taking a word picture of all those words we just copy and paste, or we're going to copy and paste from the job description, and putting into a visual, something that makes it pop, something that can really stand out. And the reason for that is we want to see what keywords really stand out in that job description, because that's telling me that that's what the company is really looking for. If they keep repeating a word in the job description, that's obviously important to their culture. It's important to the job that they're being hired, that they're listing for hire, and will help you better fill your LinkedIn profile with what you need to make a better connection with that recruiter or hiring manager or person that's looking to hire you or hire someone for this role. So we went ahead, like I said, we went ahead and copied from the job description right there within LinkedIn. We're going over to the wordclouds.com, which is free, by the way. I want to encourage you to use it. It's free. We're going to click over here in Wizard right there, and we're going to just drop in some text, type or paste text, and you can see it opens up this little paste and type text box. You can type anything, but we're going to cut and paste and drop in what I just grabbed from the Kimball Midwest job description for sales manager in the greater Houston area. Now, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll clean up some stuff that's in here, and sometimes I will edit some things right here. But you don't have to do that. You can do that in a text document. You can do that in Word. You can do that in Evernote, wherever you'd like to do. Or you can just clean it up here. And a lot of times what I do is I'll hit things like Command F or Control F, depending on what you're looking for. And I'll try to take out ands and does and all that kind of stuff. Or you can just let that get into your word cloud, and then you can pull them out from there. I'll show you that way too. So if I hit Command F, let's say I want to take out, let's say I want to take out qualifications, because that's a word that can be overused, because basically it's just a descriptor within the job description, and we don't need that. We don't need to include that in the word cloud. So I found it there, right, based on the highlight. I'm just going to hit delete. Okay. Another one I'd like to delete a lot of is years. I don't need years in there. That can be overdone. So I try to do some of this cleanup beforehand, but it depends. And you find yourself getting into a flow if you do a lot of these in a row. You find yourself just kind of clicking and going, getting into a flow of what to remove, how to remove, what shortcuts to use, and all that kind of stuff. In this case, for the sake of this video and our training today, I'm just going to hit apply, and that's going to generate this cool word cloud. Take a look. I'll try to make my screen a little smaller so you guys can see it better. Let's see. There we go. And so that's what the wizard output. Now let me give you a couple tips. Let's see. Here's what it looks like. It looks like the map of Australia. Whatever random theme or random shape they give us, I'm going to go up here to shape. And I'm going to click like an oval. This just creates a better kind of feel. I'm also going to come and click colors. Oh, excuse me, not colors. I'm going to click theme. And I'm going to click just a black and white kind of theme. I'm also going to click font. I'm going to get rid of this Pacifico font. I'm just going to very basic, very simple. The reason being is you may need to use this, or you may want to use this in a certain way later, and you're not trying to get pretty or cute with it. You're trying to be very, how do you want to put it, just productive, very classic, very simple, very easy to share. And I think I spelled the font wrong. We want to find maybe like an Arial font. Okay? So we got an Arial font there. And let's see, we got an oval. Let's see, let's mask that. You know, make sure you can turn that mask off to get that shape. We did pick the oval, but you see it's really big. So what we want to do is kind of reduce the words that are in there. Okay? Just to make it a little bit more clean. Actually, let's try the other way. There we go. That's what I want. I'm going to increase the size. That's what I want to do. And that just makes it a little bit easier to read, easier to capture. So here you can see right down the middle in that job description, there are some major representation of words like products, Midwest, recruiting, sales again. You can see it's different case, lowercase and uppercase. Success, growth, grow, team, programs, outside, representatives, training, owned. Now again, here we go. Hiring, developing, negotiation, success, customers, management. Right, you can see some of those. So kind of like a big vein here, these big words, and like the secondary words, and then some tertiary words. And all these kinds of words need to be in your job description. And the reason, in your LinkedIn profile, if you're going to go for this Kimball Midwest job description or job opportunity. That way, when the job description for what you're applying for matches what's in your LinkedIn profile, there's a match, there's a blend, there's a connection. And that's a good thing. That's going to help you be better found, be better recognized for what you do best with those who you're trying to serve, who need it the most. Okay, so this is important for you to be able to take note of. And that's why we do the word clouds. It makes it really easy. Instead of sorting through all the job description and matching up words, it creates a visual representation for you to better find out what you may or may not be missing. Okay, so it could be an affirmation for you. It could be a confirmation for you that this is a great role for you to go through with, because heck, this is what you've been doing your whole career. Or it can give you an opportunity to find, like I said, where the gaps are, so you can fill those gaps as necessary. All right, so that is wordclouds.com. Now, what you want to do to be able to export this, to be able to use this, so you don't have to keep it up on your screen, is to go to File and to go to Save as an Image. And I always put Save as Image HD. And let's call this Sales Manager Kimball Midwest word cloud. And I'll save it as a PNG. It's your choice. I just save them as a PNG, so I save them to my desktop. It's going to give me an advertisement and then save as image opportunity. The advertisement usually is because, well, it's a free site. So it should be ready to go. Download. I'm going to click download, and it's going to save it down here. You can see in Chrome to my computer. I'm going to click and open it up. And let's see. try to drop it in here for you guys. You'll see it right there on my desktop. That's the output right there. Okay. So from there, what we'll do, let's go back to WordCloud. So wordclouds.com, and you can do this for a number of as many as you want. Let me show you something here. If you find a lot of words, let's see, like will. Okay. Let me just maybe find another word. Okay, will is a word. It's really not important to me. Maybe there's a bunch of ands or thes or superfluous words you don't need. The way to clean those up really easily is go to word list and come up to search and find that word you don't want. We're just picking on wills or will. I'm just going to make that word weight not 2, but 0. Let's just say like it wasn't there at all. And then it reruns the word cloud. Unfortunately, you have to rerun how big or small you want to make it. And then it removes that word from the word cloud. Okay. I'm not trying to manipulate it any other way, shape, or form, but because it's just a word that doesn't add value to me. Okay, you can still see the big words are the big words and maybe move them around just a little bit, but you basically get the idea. If you want to output that again, you can output that by going to File, Save as Image HD, and go from there. So that's what we did. We went to LinkedIn. We went to Sales Manager Jobs in Houston. We found Sales Manager. We went and scrolled Position Summary all the way down to what we needed under qualifications. We then dropped that into Word Cloud. We customized a little bit based on colors, font, and word weight, as well as size using the wizard. We dropped in the text, and then we save it out to our computer as a JPEG or PNG image. So that's pretty much sums it up for that. Now, what you can consider is, well, let's jump back over to my presentation here and back to me. So there you go. So what you want to do with the word clouds is, this is kind of the order step by step in a written fashion. You want to target who needs most, what you do best. You want to copy the job description from LinkedIn or Indeed, or even from a written job description or a PDF job description or a Word document job description. No matter where you get the source file or the source text, no matter, you just drop it in to the wizard in word clouds, and then you remove any unnecessary words, and then make it look all pretty how you want it, whatever font, whatever color, whatever background, whatever shape. That's all up to you. And then you save it to your computer. That's a word cloud step by step. Now, some other things to consider though is when you run the job description of word cloud and you have it there in front of you, a visual representation of what your word cloud looks like. You also want to consider going to LinkedIn, your LinkedIn profile, and comparing that profile, your profile context or your profile text and copy, and potentially run a word cloud on that. So let me show you how to do that real quick. So I'm just going to, of course, use mine as an example. Let's jump back over to to Chrome, and we'll jump over to my LinkedIn profile. And I'll show you a quick way that you can do the same thing for your profile. So here we're logged in, we're in my profile. I'm going to go to More section right here. Go to More and save my profile to PDF. Take a moment to do that there. And let's see, we're going to go over to, you can see here, this is called PDF Expert. You can use Preview or Adobe or whatever the case may be. And I'm just going to quickly drag down my profile all the way down to the bottom. Control C or Command C, whatever works for you based on your Mac or PC. I'm going to do the same thing we did earlier. I'm going to jump over to word clouds. I'm going to go back to the wizard, and I'm going to drop it in to the paster type text wizard. Then click Apply. Now it spit out my profile and its my profile keywords. So now what I can do is, again, I can spruce this up. I'm going to go ahead and make it smaller, less words. You can see coach, leadership, sales, career, sales, Florida, but you can see some of those nasty words: page, months, even area. I don't want all that stuff, including. This is more irrelevant, obviously, this word list, clean it up when it comes to your profile, because there's a lot of superfluous stuff. So let's just go ahead and take out, let's go ahead and take out including. So I'll go search for it. Got to type it right first. Including is mentioned 6 times. I'm just going to zero that out and then click apply. And you can see a lot of that including all came out. Page is another one, just annoying to me. But it's because you're copying and pasting exactly what's in your LinkedIn PDF. And the computer's not going to know what you want and don't want. But you can change it on your end. And that's what I'm showing you how to do right now. So right there, page is taken out of there. So now we have more words that appear and help us. What you can do is save this out to, again, a PNG. Okay, instead of calling it Sales Manager, I'll put the date. Let's see, September 1. No, I would do it this way. 1 BH LinkedIn profile word cloud, and I'd save it. So now I'm going to click download. I wanted to compare the word clouds for you. Let's see here. There we go. So if I pulled this word cloud out, and I pulled my LinkedIn profile word cloud out, and I pulled the Sales Manager word cloud out, now I can compare them side by side and see what I may be missing. In this case, sales is big on both sides, as you can see. Okay. What are some other things? Customers, management, customer management. I think management's in mine somewhere. Here we go, management. There's different things that connect. But if there are big words in the job description profile that don't match big words in my profile, if it makes sense and it's ethical, moral, legal, all that stuff, I want to find a way to merge some of the words from the job description potentially into my LinkedIn profile as it makes sense. And it's a whole nother coaching situation or scenario or video. But I just want to share with you guys some ways to really use these two tools, these two word clouds as a way to find if you're a match. Okay, to find a way that you can use keywords, to find a way to help you write copy, to find you not have to worry about creating everything from scratch. You can use job descriptions that are already out there in the marketplace to help you make a better, impression on the potential employer or target opportunity. Okay, so that's the whole goal for that. So let me get out of this here and let's wrap up for today. Close this. Okay, this was wordclouds.com. You can see that there. Go ahead and bookmark that. Wordclouds.com is a great resource and tool I've been using for years. And I think you'll find it a tool and resource that you'll use as well. Now there's others, but that's specifically just the one that I use there. So glad that you were a part of this today. So let's keep going. So here we go. Job description, word cloud, you had that. Then you compared it to your LinkedIn profile word cloud, you had that. Now you want to find what keywords are missing and simply carry those over to adding those missing words into your LinkedIn profile where you can. That's going to help you immensely. And it takes the pressure off of you to have to feel like you got to write copy. You got to just drop your resume in there. This actually can help you write your resume in a better way as well. But I just want to encourage you to use these keywords where it makes sense, because keywords is the algorithm's best friend. Keywords are things that hiring managers are going to look for to see if you're a good fit. Keywords are currency to help you within LinkedIn make the right connections to both people and job opportunities that are out there. And for job opportunities and people to find you. That's what LinkedIn is. That's why it's a professional network. So you can network on it professionally, seeking to serve those who need most what you do best. Email me any questions you have. We can email you back with the answers or you feature them on our next show. Email me your questions at brian@brianhorvath.com. And also I encourage you to check out this LinkedIn workshop that I put together for you guys as well. It's called How to Make the Right Connections on LinkedIn, and it's available for free for you to be able to check out at any time. If you want to go deeper on LinkedIn, this is the place to do it, brianhorvath.com/LinkedIn. So glad you're here as part of the show today, and